Sorry?
I was being peaceful.
Okay. But you didn't follow the ArriveCan.
ArriveCan isn't law.
Okay.
It's an app.
But so Wesley,
yeah.
I can't argue that.
No, you can't because it's not an argument.
I know. So what would you like me to do, Wesley? Like, what can I do for you? What are you looking for?
I'm looking to form a formal complaint against those officers, and I want it known that they took you guys bullied me, really, and wouldn't give me my property back.
Or you didn't follow the guidelines about filling out ArriveCan.
But but ArriveCan isn't law, and you guys are there to enforce the law and serve and protect.
Wesley, yeah, Wesley, flying is not your right.
Well, it's my right if I buy a ticket. Yeah, it is, and I have a passport, and I have a visa.
It's a privilege. It's a privilege.
No, it's my life.
With driving, Wesley, driving, it's not your right. It's a privilege.
But I don't need a license to go on a plane.
But the federal government has put in place that you must fill out ArriveCan prior to your entry into the country. Peel Regional Police did not put that in place, Wesley.
But it's not a law. And if I don't do it, you can't stop me.
Okay, well then, Wesley, you have the right then to take it to court and fight these tickets. We don't have anything to do with those tickets.
Of course you did. Your officers took my passport out of my hands.
Wesley.
And then ran my name.
Wesley.
That doesn't matter.
We didn't issue the ticket. We didn't issue the ticket. Public Health did. You didn't follow the guidelines, Wesley.
No, I understand. But
so we live in a democratic society. You have the now right.
You took my passport and you wouldn't give it back. And then you ran my in the guise that you were trying to identify me. I was already identified, as I said, 25, 30, 40 times with my passport, my IDs at all these checkpoints and all these.
I know, but that's before. So now
it doesn't matter. I'm in Canada.
You have to identify yourself.
I was flying.
Wesley, you know what? Traveling has not been ideal for anyone the last couple of years.
I understand what you're saying, but you're not listening.
It's really frustrating, and the pandemic has been really frustrating for all of us, Wesley.
Well,
it hasn't been fun, but the
people have lost their jobs,
and countries have put things in place. Yes, they have, but Wesley, that's
not
the
law.
Government that's company that's put that in place that people have lost their jobs. There's nothing that we can do about it.
No, I'm not.
We're not government.
Exactly. You're there to enforce the laws. And the laws, ArriveCan is not a law. It's not a law.
Okay, so Wesley.
So you're there to enforce the law.
And I hear you. Wesley, I hear you. I hear what you're saying. So then go to court and argue those tickets. Have your say in front of a justice of the peace.
The only reason you guys had any reason or they had any way to write me a ticket is because of your officers taking my passport illegally and running my name illegally. I wasn't doing no crime. Okay? It's like stop and frisk. And for what?
Okay.
I've already been identified. I'm a peaceful guy. I was flying first class. Like
I'm not arguing that, Wesley. That's not whether you're a nice guy or not.
Well, you said to keep the peace. You're there to keep the peace. I am a nice guy. I'm the nicest guy.
Wesley, let me just listen. I don't know you. We've never met before. Let me ask you.
What?
How many times have you flown during the pandemic?
That's neither here nor there.
Okay, so this time let's talk about this specific incident. Before flying, did you read the rules?
What rules?
Knowing that
you mean the laws? Laws?
When you come back into Canada,
I know what my laws are.
You must fill out ArriveCan. Were you aware of that?
It's not law, is what I'm saying. You guys are there to enforce the law.
Okay, well, Wesley, unfortunately, we're talking circles now.
Why?
You have the right.
You said keep the peace.
You have the right to dispute those tickets in court.
But what I'm saying is,
everyone else has done it.
I understand. I will.
If you don't agree with it, and you have every right to disagree.
Of course, I don't agree with it.
Okay,
but why do you guys agree with it?
Whether you agree with it or not, you have every right.
But do you agree with it?
So your right is to take it to court, but there's guidelines in place, and I've flown, okay? And if you don't like the guidelines or if you disagree with it, and everyone's entitled to that, then don't fly.
I thought you were there to keep the peace. That's what you said. That's what you said.
Okay. Yes,
right?
And Wesley.
Okay, and I was very peaceful.
Situation.
I wasn't.
I'm not, Wesley. I never said you were never peaceful.
No, you said you were there to keep the peace. Peel Region is there to keep the peace.
You knew the guidelines before flying.
What guidelines? What laws?
To fill out Arrive Can.
That's not a law.
They've put that in place.
It's not a law.
Flying. Okay, well, Wesley, there's nothing I can do. Like I can't. Are you asking me to make those tickets go away?
I don't think I could do that because you're not a judge or whatever. But
yeah, and I can't.
But what I'm saying is, it's the illegal access to my information from your officers, number 3340 and 3619. That's what I'm calling to complain. Okay, that's why I've called and I've spoken. You
have to identify yourself at the time.
I did. I was identified. I was identified. They had my passport. But why would your officers take my passport off of me illegally and then call in your office, your run my name? Why? That's illegal. Okay? And it's bullshit.
Well, because you know why? You know why?
Why?
They called in to get your address because your address is not on your passport. You have to, when you issue a notice, you have to put the person's address on it.
Well, I wasn't giving my address. So you guys
So you weren't giving your address? So they were calling in under your name to query if you have a driver's license to get the address.
I wasn't sure which hotel I was going to.
I know, but you didn't give your address, Wesley.
Because I wasn't sure which hotel I was going to.
Okay, but where do you live? Do you live here? Do you live in another country?
I have a mailing address here. And a license.
Provide a mailing address.
A random...
So they're just confirming where you live in case they have to follow up or serve you something in future.
For what?
If you fail to show for your court date, they need to serve you. They need an address.
No. Okay. If this is what you're talking about. If this, if that. The plain and simple truth is, you guys did this, and illegally, and you said you're there to keep the peace. You're not. You're there to be a bulldog for public health, right?
We're not there to be a bulldog, Wesley. We're not.
Well, why wouldn't he give me my stuff and let me go on my way? I was through customs. I was done with public health.
At the time...
I was done with public health.
You weren't done at public health.
Of course I was. Yeah, she ticketed me.
Right, and after the officers got your address, to put an address on the ticket. Let's see, you're frustrated.
This is what I'm saying.
I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do.
Okay, all right. I guess we'll follow it up. We'll go a little further, but I want to make this formal complaint. That's what I'm doing.
Then. So in order to make a formal complaint, you can submit a formal complaint to the OIPRD about the officers. Okay?
No, there's the number here, 6063, the extension. Same number, right? 905
Yes, that's
453 3311, and I put that extension in, and then I can make my formal complaint against 3340 and 3619
so
for taking.
Come to the OIPRD. You've called us. We haven't come to a resolution, so you can fill out an OIPRD form to complain formally.
Okay, but I'm at okay.
Wesley?
Perfect.
Okay.
I can do that. But
what's
the... You're done?
I'm here.
Okay. So it's okay for you guys to do that. Take my passport and run my name.
To identify, yes.
To identify myself after I've been identified.
After a public health officials, you did not provide your identification.
I did. My passport. So you're okay with it?
We needed to confirm your address.
You're okay with it? For taking my...
Yes, to run your name to get an address, because you didn't provide an address, Wesley. They need an address issued.
I wasn't. No. Okay.
So
all right. I guess.
Okay. All right, Wesley. Listen.
Yeah.
Listen. Sorry about that. Okay.
So okay. I guess. Cheers. I guess. Yes. Thank you, Detective Farquharson.
Have a good day.
1988. All right. Bye-bye. Bye.